It is unknown to most people that Charles XII of Sweden was a mathematical genius who invented the octal system 300 years ago, and that this system is used in computers today. My new book, KARL XII, Kungamord, in English, Charles XII, Regicide, explains how Charles' legacy has been grossly demolished by those who assassinated him, that is, his German brother-in-law and commander-in-chief, Frederick of Hesse, and his foreign allies. Later Charles' reputation was further aggravated by Frederick's German relations through falsified Swedenborg texts. But the truth is that Charles was a great visionary and a contributor to the early Enlightenment, including the Swedish Industrial Revolution. Regarding his mathematical genius, Christopher Polhem had compared him with John Wallis, one of the greatest intellectuals of the early Renaissance of mathematics. Emanuel Swedenborg considered Charles to be superior to the celebrated Gottfried von Leibniz. In October 1718, Swedenborg documented Charles' octal system, which was based on the number 8. He dedicated it to Charles, not as a king, but as a profound mathematician. The 16-page manuscript, containing complex formulas and mathematical tables, is today bound and archived in the Royal Library in Stockholm. This is a copy of one of the pages. In Sweden, it has always been described as Swedenborg's octal system, but Swedenborg later confirmed that it was Charles himself who had invented the system. In an English newspaper article in 1754 entitled Charles XII of Sweden's New Arithmetic, Swedenborg explained at length how, despite his own objections, Charles had insisted that the number 8 would be more suitable base for weights, measures, coins, etc. At the time, Swedenborg had received a manuscript from Charles written in his own hand, and Swedenborg noted, "I was struck with the profoundest admiration of the force of His Majesty's genius, and with such strange amazement as obliged me to esteem this eminent personage, not my rival, but by far my superior in my own art." In the article, Swedenborg wrote that he still had the original manuscript in his possession and that he planned to publish it at the proper time. It would then, he said, be obvious to everyone with what sharpness Charles could penetrate into the obscurest recesses of arithmetical science. The logic and the viability of Charles' octal system has later been confirmed. In 1936, an article in the Journal of the Institute of Actuaries stated, "The ultimate aim is to persuade the whole civilized world to discontinue counting in tens and to count in eighths instead." And in the 1960s, the octal system became the base in computers, in which it is still used today. I have discovered that in the mid-19th century, the 16-page manuscript ended up with John Ericsson, a Swedish-American inventor regarded as one of the most influential mechanical engineers ever, a member of the Royal Swedish Academy of Science, and an honorary doctor at Lund University. In his youth, John Ericsson had worked at the excavation of the Göta Canal, a project that was commenced by Charles in 1718. He had then sent Polhem and Swedenborg to Karlsgraf, where Swedenborg wrote down Charles' octal system and signed it Karlsgraf 1718. The manuscript was donated by John Ericsson in 1886 to the Royal Library in Stockholm. The library also holds a series of other unexplored handwritten manuscripts on a wide range of fields, including mathematics, attributed to Polhem. However, I am convinced that the majority of all manuscripts in the Royal Library attributed to Swedenborg and Polhem have emanated from ideas conceived and written down by Charles XII himself. Thank you.